Cancer Run is a very important run which is executed throughout the country. It is not only in Kitgum. Every cities and municipalities and towns are currently participating in the Cancer Run. Health is wealth. I want to thank you for all your contributions, for making this day a success, more specifically Centenary Bank, the Parliament of Uganda, and other organizers at their various capacities. Please, can we flag off? 1, 2, 3, we go!
Today we are just commemorating what started way back in 2012, and that is the Cancer Run that is focusing at contributing and mobilizing resources to ensure that we have one of the best facilities for treating cancer. And this facility already was commissioned in 2017. Construction works are ongoing, and we shall have those good facilities to ensure that we have the screening, the treatment, and any other opportunity, even the outreaches. After those facilities completed, we shall be having regional facilities. And I know, if all goes well, we shall have one in Northern region. Isn't that true? Let's continue to contribute. We contribute this through buying the vests, and this happens annually. So next year we shall still do again. But nonetheless, we shall continue raising awareness and sensitizing the community through the different medical facilities that we are currently working with. We have Kitgum Main Hospital, we have St. Joseph's, we have Kitgum that have been supporting us. Media houses, we have War TV Upland that has been covering this so that we don't miss out on the global network.
So our main event here was mainly aimed at cancer. And cancer awareness is quite something that we need to take to heart. It's something that we need to pay close attention to. Simply because all of us are quite exposed to cancer. And if you have noticed over the last few days, we have been doing some bit of sensitization to try and help people understand the kind of burden. Simply because you can never know when you will fall victim of this cancer. And so I am very glad that Rotary International, together with the partners, have come up with this initiative. And it's quite good that if we could maintain the routine, it would be quite healthy. So someone would ask themselves, what is cancer in simple terms? So like I have always been saying, in layman terms, our body is made up of cells. And these cells grow. That's why you're able to change from a baby to a boy or a girl to an adult till when you age and die. So as these cells grow, if they grow abnormally, without control, without regulation, then you develop what is called cancer. And so because these cells, because all of us are made up of these normal cells of the body, each and every one of us here is prone to developing this cancer. And most of this is caused as a result of risk factors. Unlike specific diseases that we always manage and we know that they have specific causes, cancer is caused as a result of many risk factors. Several things work together to result into changes that these cells undergo. And so some of the risk factors I've always been highlighting. Physical inactivity. I saw today some of us gasping a lot of air. And you know, diet is a very big thing that we need to pay attention to. Of course, behavioral change is something I've been emphasizing several times and again. Having multiple sexual partners, you know, and all those are risk factors that actually predispose us to cancer. And so if we can try to modify some of these risk factors, we tend to reduce the burden. Because our recent demographic survey at Uganda Cancer Institute shows us that more than 20,000 people die due to cancer. and we get over 30,000 new cases per day. So in our small communities, in our small homes, we may think cancer is far from us, but you may have a brother, a sister, or someone who would actually get this cancer. And so treatment of cancer is quite expensive. And if we continue having this initiative, it becomes productive, it becomes relevant. Together with all the stakeholders, we are able to beat and reduce on the burden of this disease. I say this with a lot of concern because I've been treating patients. I've been to Chirudu Hospital, Rotary Hospital, and when a patient has cancer, most times they think of death, simply because the burden of treating cancer is very expensive and it is quite very costly. I personally, I don't think I would afford paying that treatment. But I do think if we could come together, work together, and bring up our resources step by step, because if they say if we work together, we go further. And so if we continuously work together, we are able to generate something that would help one of our relatives, a friend, a sister, and in the end, we all get to live better lives and better health. And I say this because you can never predict when you'll fall sick. You can never predict when you'll get cancer. But if we continuously sensitize one another and improve on these risk factors, it becomes better. And so I urge all of us to continuously having some of these routine checkups, our brothers and our sisters, especially for cervical cancer, because it is quite picking up. Even in our hospital, we keep seeing them. So if you have your time, please take chance, do some screening. For men, especially the elderly men, we are very prone to benign prostate hyperplasia and prostate cancer. So if we continuously, do these routine checkups, even if you go to the lab and do the PSA level, and just know how you're doing. Because the earlier you catch cancer, the better the prognosis, and it helps each and every one of us become better.
And indeed, cancer is one of the leading non-communicable diseases, the leading cause of death among the non-communicable diseases. When you talk about non-communicable diseases, these are conditions that you don't get from another person. It starts from within you. Conditions like hypertension, cancer itself. So cancer is among the leading causes of non-communicable diseases. And it is one condition we have to be very, very conscious about. How do you, most people normally come to hospital late. People come when the cancer is already too advanced. When you diagnose it, there's very little you can do to save them. So how do you save yourself from cancer? The best way you can save yourself from cancer is early screening, just like the mayor highlighted. When it is diagnosed early, yes, you can be cured from it. Conditions like breast cancer, when it is diagnosed early, especially like the lump, can be removed. If it is beyond the lump, the whole breast can be removed. So it's better you lose the breast and then you remain alive. Like cervical cancer, if it is diagnosed early, there are treatments for that. If it is beyond that treatment, you undergo surgery where they remove the whole uterus, including the cervix, and then you remain free of cancer. Sometimes it can be beyond that stage of surgery. There are other treatment that you can be given on top of the surgery. So all this depends on early diagnosis. So it is incumbent upon us all, men and women, to go to hospital regularly and screen for cancer. And the earlier you screen, the better for you.
I have not done a research, but I believe some of these rudimentary family planning methods are engines of spreading cancer. It is extremely difficult to talk of cancer without giving a small hint on HIV/AIDS. These diseases are sometimes interrelated and intertwined. So it is difficult to competently talk about cancer and avoid HIV/AIDS. If we take a random test, we are around 50, and if we take a random test right now, 10% of you are HIV/AIDS positive. Is that right or wrong? It is right. Almost 10%. If we do a test right now, almost 10% are HIV/AIDS positive. Some of us were born with it. Some of us, we contracted it on the way. So it is extremely with air. You need to abstain. But none of you looking at me is confident of abstaining. None of you even for 2 weeks. Okay, let's say 1 month. None of you is very competent. If the percentage is there, then less than 1%. So I cannot talk about abstinence here. I would be lying myself. Let's go to being faithful. Please be faithful to your partner and practice what we call what? Or triangular grazing, whatsoever the case may be. Then the next one is C, use of a condom. And that use of a condom must be consistent and correctly from time to time. Consistent and correct use of condom from time to time, whenever you want to use it. I want to say this, Doctor, I want to say this. There are many of us who would wish to go for extramarital sex. You go with only 2 pieces of condoms, and by midnight, the 2 pieces are over. You get used to your sexual partner. Then you say, come and buy a Missouri. The more you are working on, enough bullets. Then lastly, it is important for you to get circumcised, the man. Circumcision is also a very important factor in the fight against cancer. Because most cervical cancer transmitted by men are transmitted by men to women. It is us who transmit cervical cancer to women because we are dirty. So circumcision makes you extremely very clean. Circumcised men are extremely very clean. That's one. There are a lot of benefits of circumcision, but I don't want to dwell into that dynamics. The second one, it reduces your chances of contracting HIV/AIDS by almost 60%. But that should not be a ticket for you to go for sexual tourism now because you are circumcised. Combine circumcision with condoms, then you're okay. Is that okay? Circumcision is good. Science also says circumcised men have not proven that, but circumcised men are better men. You can now do that investigation. But I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you for participating in this cancer run. We hope next year will be better. We hope we can contribute more than 25,000 next year, so that apart from other basics, we can socialize after the cancer run. We can eat, we can even drink. This is an occasion which is once a year. I hope the organizers next year we can do better and contribute an additional fund on top of this base so that we can stay longer, network together with colleagues, and we depart later in the evening. Thank you very much. Can we close now?
Yes, I'm Rotarian Matthew Ottawa Bim. a Rotarian from Kitgum Rotary Club. Today is International Cancer Run Day, Uganda National Cancer Run Day. It is a day selected particularly to create awareness to all the citizens of Uganda and raise funds for Cancer Institute, which is in Zambia, in Kampala. It is an activity that has been going on for ages, I think for more, almost coming to 10 years too. During a day like this, we organize well-wishers, friends of Rotary, and all who want to know about the problem of cancer, even cancer risk and others, to come together and join the others to learn of the day what actually is cancer, how to avoid cancer, how to create awareness of even dodging cancer before you are attacked by cancer. Our guest of honor this morning has been His Lordship the Mayor of Kitgum, Ojara Robert Okwera, who kept us in his mayor's ground. And it has been a very nice day. We went through physical fitness exercises. We walked a distance of 7 kilometers. Some of us walked 3 kilometers, ran 3 kilometers. The day is an annual event. Next year we shall have it again. Thank you, viewers.